You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments below. Be sure to smash that like button. BJ Ojulari and Jay Bramblett met with the media. Bramblett, of course, is the punter who left Notre Dame after being a 3-year starter there. He's going to play his final season of eligibility at LSU. Here is Bramblett talking about why he picked the Tigers.
Very blessed to be here, first off. I'm very thankful. Being at Notre Dame with Coach Kelly, Coach Polian, was great. You know, made the personal decision I wanted to transfer, and that was before they ever made a decision to come down here. And, reached out to them once I got in the transfer portal and was like, hey, let me know if y'all ever have the need. I'd love to come play for you again. And ended up working out. And, I really appreciate them. They gave me the opportunity to play ball up there and doing it again down here, and getting to be back in the SEC and South, warm weather, all that stuff. It's great.
It's interesting, isn't it, that Bramblett was in the portal before Brian Kelly left Notre Dame. So it's not an instance where this is a guy who his coach left, and so he jumped into the portal. The opposite was true, and it worked out. So why did he leave Notre Dame after being a 3-year starter?
I didn't, honestly. I love Notre Dame and the people there, the relationships I made, and a lot of people say it takes a special person to go to Notre Dame, to be a Notre Dame man and all that stuff, and there's a lot that entails. I don't think that was necessarily me, and I just felt like I needed a fresh start, a little reset, and I had no clue where that was going to be, and it just so happened that the two of them came down here, and it was kind of something I had in my head. Didn't really have an outlet for it, but ended up working out well.
Not sure if you're familiar, but Bramblett is from Tuscaloosa. So he's from Tuscaloosa, went to Notre Dame, and now has found himself in Baton Rouge. One more. This is Bramblett on Brian Kelly.
Hey, man, the guy, he's got a process, and I know y'all have probably seen it. And he's got we have a mission statement, we have process, we have these traits of excellence that we're supposed to live by. And he's been very advocate about that and us living that way. And obviously, it's a little different application, different message, but similar deal. I think one thing is, doing it every day, being the same guy every day, consistency, cleaning the locker room up, being a good guy, being respectful, being on time, doing the small things right. And, the guy's won a lot of games, and it's not by mistake. He's got a process, he's got a plan, and he relays that plan to everybody really well. And I think that speaks for itself.
That much has been very clear so far. Again, that was Jay Bramblett, Notre Dame transfer coming in, will likely be LSU's starting punter. So that's a guy who's known Brian Kelly for his entirety of his college career. BJ Ojulari is just getting to know his head coach, Brian Kelly. Here's what Ojulari said today when he met with the media about his new head coach.
I always had a great, perception of him. He's a winning coach, and he has a plan, and he's executing that plan starting from when he first got here. So the way he's just, planned out camp is very efficient. We're getting in the morning. We're getting a good practice in, coming back, recovery. And, we're just, every time we get on the field, we're ready to go. The schedule is amazing. He's amazing as well. Just a great leader. And I think that just trickles down all the way down to the players.
BJ Ojulari, of course, awarded the number 18 jersey. And he's a guy that we've talked about who came in with a lot of personal accolades, highly recruited. He's preseason All-SEC this year. He's on a lot of watch lists, but he hasn't had team success. It was 2 years in Baton Rouge, a couple of 500 football teams. And now they enter this year not ranked in the preseason for the first time since the year 2000. BJ Ojulari reacted to that.
We respect, whatever the media has to say, whatever everybody else votes. We know that we're over here working hard, working our tail off just to get ready for Florida State. And we're just going to take this season 1 week at a time and just continue to try to dominate through the whole schedule.
One more from Ojulari, and this is on field. So in his career so far, he's primarily been an edge player and in two different defenses, right? Where you had Bo Pelini defense, and then you had, which was terrible, and then you had what they did last year, where Durante Jones came in and wasn't really allowed to run what he wanted to run for the first half of the season. Then there was a very obvious and apparent change whenever they were allowed to really open things up defensively, and you saw them play much better in that last month of the season. So, but primarily B.J. Ojulari has been an edge, a third down guy whose primarily role is go rush the passer. And said this year he's going to be a three-down player, and this was Ojulari talking a little bit about the differences in the role he's going to play in this defense.
I'm playing more on the edge now. I'm standing up as a stand-up guy, stand-up edge guy instead of my hand in the dirt. But I can do both. We're dropping it a little bit too as the edge players. So that's what I would say. That's really the two big differences for me.
Remember, I told you yesterday, Ojulari was not working with the defensive line. He was with the linebackers during the individual session. That's not to suggest that he's not playing the edge role he is, but we're trying to piece together what Matt House's defense is going to look like. Is he going to run a 3-4? Is it going to be a 4-3? Well, in a traditional 4-3, which is what Orgeron wanted to run, you stand at the line, you put your hand in the dirt. Matt House, it seems like, is going to run some more multiple looks where Ojulari is standing on the outside and then also can drop into coverage. I think that makes you an even more versatile player at the next level. That makes you more Patrick Queen at the next level. I'm not saying that's what it'll be. I'm not trying to say he'll be a first-round pick and go, be a defensive rookie of the year candidate and things like that. I'm just saying that I think it does make you more of a three-down player, which clearly you want to be, so you're more valuable at the next level. And when your best players are on the field, don't have to come off, of course that makes you better. So Ojulari is fascinating to me, and I'll keep pointing this out, but in his last year at Kentucky, Matt House had Josh Allen, and the kid had 17 sacks and 21 tackles for loss that year, was an All-American and became a first-round draft pick. Those are super, extremely lofty numbers. I'm not even suggesting that that's realistic, but Ojulari having a breakout season, Matt House knows how to use a super athletic guy on the edge in this conference. He's done it. This is the guy he has to work with now. And it's going to be exciting to see how B.J. Ojulari develops here in his final, what will likely be his final year on campus. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.